Hey guys, Ben Deal with TriRig here, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm still riding the high of the 2024 Ironman World Championships in Kona with the men racing. Really, really crazy racing, and also really, really crazy bike setups and bike technology. So I'm gonna highlight a few really interesting positions and bike setups here, and I'm gonna start with the Ironman World Champion Patrick Lange, actually the three-time Ironman World Champion Patrick Lange. So Patrick here has adopted a lot of the new modern stuff that we see on tri bikes, right? And but he also still shows signs of not going kind of committing all the way to some of the trends that we see. Mostly, what I would say is that Patrick's elbow position and angles up on his torso are a little bit old school. I mean, he's still more stretched out than people used to ride, but this degree here is still what I would say close to 90. He's not in that super stretched out arm position that some riders are at this point. So, but that's comfortable. He is racing 112 miles on the bike. But, I mean, look at how far forward he is sitting on his saddle, way out over the bottom bracket. That's definitely something we see with guys like him and Sam Laidlow. And then, yeah, they have to get equally long in the front end to compensate for that. And what Canyon has done here, they've made him a nice little custom one-piece aero bar setup. And interestingly, they have also made this super aerodynamic riser. I have to assume it's aerodynamic. That is definitely not the stock setup to have kind of the mono riser be that thick, that wide of an aero profile, but I'm sure it improves the front end aerodynamics, especially when you factor in what he's running right behind here, which is an aero bottle mounted upside down, kind of right behind there, so kind of keeping that airflow smoother for longer until it gets to his crotch area. He's also running, looks like a standard bottle cage up top with a straw that he can sip from. I'm not sure if that's refillable or not, because in my mind it looks like a standard bottle just with a straw. But I do think there is some internal hydration in this bike, and so that straw could, in theory, be coming from the frame. Not 100% sure what he's doing there. Other than that, pretty standard setup with one bottle in the back and a nice aerodynamic position with this fin that Canyon has made as well. Helmet, probably very, very fast. We saw a couple variations of this helmet on some very fast bike splits. The main difference that made Patrick's different is that his was vented. So someone like Sam Laidlow, I'm sure I'll look at his position later, wore this helmet but with no vents. And interestingly, who was the one who survived on the run and ran 10 minutes and almost everyone else in the top 10? It was Patrick Lange. Did that make a difference? Maybe, maybe not, but it's hard to look past that when we're factoring in the entirety of the race rather than just the bike split, right? So Patrick didn't have the fastest bike split, and he definitely benefited from having a group to ride in, but he did himself all the favors that he could have, setting himself up for a really, really good run, which, I'd say the biggest part of that is just being way over the bottom bracket, just being in a good position, which Patrick looks super comfortable here and clearly rode and then ran amazingly to claim his third Ironman World Championship. Yeah, really like what I'm seeing. Hard to fault a guy who won the race, won one of the most competitive races that we've seen in a long time by this much. So really, really good stuff from a guy who's not necessarily known for his cycling.